Hi everyone and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy to be here with everybody. Welcome. Tonight we are going to talk about feathers. So I just wanted to share my feathers with you and what each one really represents for me and kind of how the birds work for me and how I see them. We're also going to do a healing, but let me just geek out a little bit and share my feathers with you because they're very sacred to me, especially the ones that have been gifted to me or that I've found. Especially when they've been gifted, it's like people are coming out of nowhere and like, here, this is for you. Or if I find one walking or something like that, I just get so excited. And I know it seems like, oh my God, Ash, it's just a feather. It's not $500. But these feathers are healing tools for me, and depending on which one, they have specific healing abilities. And so to me it is like finding more than $500 in my opinion. $500 can be spent easily, but these feathers will last with me for a very long time. So first things first, I don't know if you guys have seen my hawk wings. I'm sure you've heard the story. My friend gifted me an entire hawk. So I have an entire hawk that is my guide, and he lives with me, and he's very sacred to me. And I don't know if he's a he or a she, but in my mind and as my guide, it's a he. So this hawk flew into a trucker's window, and the trucker grabbed the bird and gave it to my friend. My friend cleaned it out and then stuck it in her garage. And then after she met me, we met up, and she ended up giving me the entire hawk. And so this hawk has been extremely sacred to me. We have merged together. We've had sacred moments and ceremonies together where I've literally merged completely with this hawk. So these wings are my wings. So when I use them on a client or on myself at night when I'm cleansing, clearing myself off or whatever it may be, these wings turn into my wings. So when I cut cords and stuff like that, I literally can feel it just shooting all the way up. I mean, our tools are just extensions of us. We are the ones that give them the energy. But these, in my humbled opinion, like something that was living, it has a consciousness and an energy to it that is very high vibration. And if you put your hand over my hawk, you can feel, you don't even have to touch him, but if you put your hand over him, you can feel the energy. Just like, it's such a high frequency. It's quite incredible. This was quite the gift. So I'll just let you feel this guy. And you guys can tell me which ones you like. And the hawks they represent intelligence and independence, clairvoyance, spiritual awareness. They're natural leaders. And to me, they are associated with Egypt most of all, and Avalon, usually, not Avalon, my apologies, but Egypt is when I seem to shift and change and turn over into a hawk when I go out there. And also, whenever I shift, I can shapeshift into a hawk. Whenever I'm like driving or something like that, it's like if I see a hawk, I can shapeshift into that hawk, and then I can see from a bird's eye view whatever it is that's around. And then, like I said, Isis, I feel like I feel that association with the hawk in regards to Isis, because every time we go into the pyramid, it's like I turn into the hawk and then end up channeling into her and then walking through into the pyramid. So it's quite incredible to be able to feel the air beneath the wings and all of that. And also, whenever I started channeling quite a few years ago, they always, for some reason, I would always go, "It is I, Ashley, Hawkeye, goddess of the sky." Whatever that means. It's quite the introduction, but it's something that just channeled through, and I'm like, okay, so I wrote, I would write it down as the beginning of whatever I was channeling through. So, and then you guys know my beat up sword that I use all of the time. The reason why I use this one is because when I was attuned to all of the sacred birds, this one was specifically given to me in the class, and it has been attuned to an eagle. So my teacher had eagle feathers, and she merged that eagle energy with this. This is just a turkey feather, but she merged it with this feather. So anyways, I use this on my clients and everybody, and I'm gonna get a new feather sword soon, but there's something sacred about that one, so I always just use it. The next one is gonna be the condor feather. My beautiful friend that gave me the hawk also gave me this guy as well. And then the condors are the master of the spirit. They associate with death and mourning. The Amazonians believe the condor represent the soul's progression towards spiritual ascension. I'm sure there's a lot more meanings to this guy, but condors are awesome. So I'm attuned to this bird as well, along with the eagle, the hawk, the condor, the goose, the owl, the raven, and I believe the crows as well. So my next one is going to be, actually I'm not attuned to this one, but I work with this one. So I work with the magpies as well. The magpies represent, the magpies are like the gangsters of the birds, in my opinion. Like, I used to watch them at the hospital, and they all came in droves. Like, there was like just such a crew of them at the hospital, and man, were they just like vultures, like taking over everything, but they are, intelligent and witty, and whenever I see the magpies flowing with me, I know that they are literally helping me, and it always reminds me of Morrigan. And she is, from the Celtic Irish myths, like Avalon. I say myths, but so she reminds me of her. So whenever I see the magpie, I always think Morrigan's here, and usually it's dead on. The next one is going to be one that I was very excited to find on my own, and I'm very, 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 very happy to share it with you, but this is my crow's feather. And as you can see, it looks like a sword. I mean, you can just like cut through. So the crows and the ravens and the feathers like that, like, you can use these to cut through some really dark shit, like some stuff that is like not good. You can literally cut that energy out and off of you, and like it will go super deep. I have two crows that fly with me everywhere that I go. They always let me know when it's time to leave a place. For instance, if I'm at like my mom's or somewhere and I see the two crows flying past out the window, I know it's time for me to go. If I see them floating here and I'm just sitting there waiting on something and I see them flying by, I know it's time to go. Like, we gotta go now. Whatever we're doing, let's get going now. The crows they shapeshift into my guides as well. There's two men that are them. So they will come in when they're flying across my car or something like that, and I'll just call them in and they'll just ride with me in the car and have either a conversation or just their presence will be there with me, supporting me. They like to come in whenever I am like if I'm about to go through something that's a little bit deep, like something that I need to process. That's usually when I see them. They're coming in to help me to cleanse out the energy. They're extremely protective of me and all of us. Like, this is not just me, this is just my experience with them, and I just really wanted to share with you guys, because you may have these birds following you around everywhere and you don't even know it. They shift in between dimensions. The hawks, they come in, they come out. I mean, the ones that, whenever I'm thinking about my divine partner, immediately I'll see two hawks, like sitting on the post together or flying out in the field together, when I'm driving. And I'm just like, all right, good omen. And then, like I said, when I see the magpies, I'm like, all right, Morgan, what's going on here? The ravens, the crows, all right, what's going on here? And so it's just really cool how neat nature responds and works with us. So, like, the synchronicities and the omens and, like, all of the stuff, like, it's so neat to correspond with the entire, like, world. Like, it's here to support you in every way, shape, or form. The other one is the beautiful owl feather. This was gifted also in my class that I was attuned to the sacred birds. So the owl is represents wisdom, intuition, supernatural power, independent thinking, and observant listening. And this always, to me, represents Thoth, or TFT. And I just love the owls. When I first started doing sessions, like full-time professionally, my first session that day that I held here, that very night, an owl sat right on top of my roof. It's flat up there. Sat right there and just like hooted all night. Like, hoo-hoo. I was like, oh my God, what a magical omen this is. So powerful. I was like, man, just like has me in tears. It's like when you know you're meant to do something, like the entire world will conspire to get you right where you need to be. That's why it's so important that each of you know that there is something that you came to do, and you have to be open and aware and just know, like, the entire universe is showing you the way. It's just, are you listening? Are you stuck in your phone? Are you stuck in the TV? Are you stuck complaining or trying to figure it out, first of all? Because if we're constantly trying to figure it out, usually it's eluding us. It's running from us. It's usually when we stop and we're like, all right, show me the way. Help me. Show me the way, because I don't know what I'm doing here. But usually the universe and everything around you is pointing you in the right direction. If your job sucks and you hate it and you cry every time you clock in, it's time to, start thinking about something else. And if you don't want another job, then it's time to start figuring out how to start your own business. Like, there are so many ways. You can get into stocks, you can get into doing a service for people. Like, there are just so many ways, especially with the internet, and so many ways to make money. So don't be scared, to get out there and do something, because I was scared too when I started my little dog boutique business. I was like, oh my God, what, worried about everything. Like, my first sale, I was so excited. And like wrapping it so gently, and like just wanting it to be like the most beautiful thing that this person saw, and like I'm still like that. It's exactly, I wrap up every collar and just infuse it with my loving energy and like make it with this loving energy. Like, every single piece that I send out is like so sacred to me, because it's providing me with the freedom that I longed for so long. And so it's very sacred to me, everything that I do. So also, before we get started in this session, thank you for letting me geek out on that and just share my stuff with you. I do have some crystals that I wanted to share also. Since this is the day of love, I wanted to use these two. I think everything's kind of got a pair here. We're going to use these two, the green calcite and the rose quartz, for your beautiful hearts, just to bring in some very powerful sacred love. These are going to be in the session doing their great work on you. And then I've got these two beauties. I cannot remember the name of this one. Moss agate, green moss agate, I believe. Yeah, please correct me if I'm wrong, and my apologies. And then, so this one I've asked Jesus Yeshua, the precious soul, to infuse his energy in when I first got it. And then Miss Mary Magdalene, I asked her to infuse her energy in this one when I first got it as well. So they have both done that for us, all of us. So, we see them as great divine masculine, divine feminine. And, even if you are single today, that's okay. Like, you are your own, partner. Just fall deeply in love with yourself and just love yourself so much. So we're just going to have these two representing today. And then for the, I thought I'd bring in the heart-shaped carnelian as well, just to bring in some extra love, that fiery, passionate energy, igniting that within us and our sacrals. And for I think we all have dealt with heartbreak, heartache, somebody not wanting us, relationships ending prematurely or ending way later than they should have. Whatever it is, people are dealing with, narcissism, relationships that they're trying to move on from. I'm seeing so much of that out there. People are dealing with so many things, and so I also wanted to have these two clearing stones in here as well, just to help us to clear out any energies that we're done with, any relationships that we are ready to just really wipe the slate clean, clear our hearts out, clear our chakras out, clear our bodies and our minds out. I want to use these two to represent that. So these are all going to fill you up. These two are going to cleanse and neutralize the energies and help you to clear out that energy of heartbreak. It always sucks when we put ourselves out there and, we don't get what we maybe want from the connection or the relationship, or it ends in a way that it hurts. But we just have to know that every person is a learning lesson. Not a learning lesson, but they gave us what they need, and if they're not here today, then it just wasn't meant to be for now. You just never know. If it's a good connection, then they may come back. If not, then that there's somebody else out there for you, and just stay strong and stay in faith, and just know that you're not meant to be alone unless you want to be. Some people choose to be alone. Some people choose to be single. I've chosen to be single for a long time because I had a lot of work to do within myself, and I just didn't want to put all my baggage and all my bullshit out there onto somebody else. But I also believe that, two people can work together if you have somebody that's conscious and aware, things can always be worked on and worked out. So just allow yourself to just feel this love today. This is selenite from Sedona. Okay, so I'm going to put those there, and then this is the smoky quartz. And it's got, if you can see in the, which you probably can't, but if you put it up to the light, there's this beautiful Native American chief with his headdress in here. You can see his headdress and the feathers spiked up. It's a very cool piece. One of my beautiful friends gave me. And then we're going to use this for the throat. So these aren't specific to any chakras, but I did bring this guy out for the throat just because it is helpful. So let's get right into it. Go ahead and just ground yourselves. Oh, hold up, feather. All right, here we go. Gelai kiti isinumoi, ulai ila kida ira krei, aniyamai si gelai kuti isinumi, kulai ila kita adei. Shit gelai kuti isinumi, kiroai ila kidu ay isinumoi, kulai ila kita adei. Shit gelai kiti isini, ulai ila kita adei. Shikalamoy, kilai ila kira adei. I'm just going to begin to run this all the way down each of your chakras and just go ahead and clear, and neutralize. Just let this begin to spiral down each of your energy centers. Galai alakira kamai, alakira ira kadai de. Shidagalai kuti isinime, kiro ilahi alakada ade. Buloi alakira kira moi, sedegalai, urikida aira kanamoi, siganoi, lokida ade. I'm just going to open up that crown, please. Galai kuti sinamoi, laira konira ira kamoi. Sigalai kiti isinigilai kalagi like that day. Just removing and releasing any and all negative thought patterns. Just pulling up. Completely relaxing and releasing. Gilai kiti isinimoi kirai lakata ID. Sinamoi kalai kudi sinigilai kudi iraka moi sigilai kudi ede sinimoi kula ede. I'm going to come down into the pineal gland now. Kirai wayera kinamoi sigiloi alahira kada ede. Sindigalai kada ede sinumoi kalai uyasini ulai ilakada ade. Kalai ale kudi esini kudekirai. Just soothing that pineal gland and just transmuting any and all energies that do not belong to you. Just transmuting and releasing, turning everything back into light. Kalai kita esini poloi kada ide gira wayiraka noi amoi sigalai kuru ade. Nalai kati isini kirui kira ila kada ade. Sigaloi kati isini moi kuri alai kuri isigaloi kurui la kira moi sidikaloi. Shidigalai kati isini. Ulai kida ade siganamoi sigaroi alai kalai ala kada ade. I'm just hearing that Jesus is here. Well, he said, I'm here. When I said, who is here? He said, is I, Jesus. I said, okay, but don't say anything weird. I'm just kidding. He never says anything weird. I'm just here telling him I am here, and I hear a woman's voice. So Miss Mary Magdalene standing right beside him. And they're sacred, beautiful, dripping in this beautiful energy that they exude. And as these sacred, divine, masculine, and feminine energies pour over you, just allow them to just give you what you need. Clearing out any root traumas of any other prior relationships that have harmed you, made you feel insecure, made you feel like less than, made you feel like you're not worthy of love, that you don't deserve love. That's farthest from the truth. You're all deserving of love. Galai kiti isinimoe, dalai kiti isinigilai, kurai lakata ade, shinimoe kilai, oelai. Just creating this beautiful circular energy ring around your minds, around your brains right now, just really balancing and releasing. And they just said, tell them that we're here again. So they are here and they want to take you somewhere special. So just keep relaxing and breathing, and I'll just tell you where we're going as I'm going. And whenever I look into where they're taking us, it looks like we're going into the forest. And as I look into the forest, it's like there becomes this opening within the forest where there's like a circle, and there's like trees all around this beautiful circle. And as we begin to walk into this sacred space, there's petals of roses all over the floor. Like, it's thick with rose petals everywhere. And so just imagine that and just keep walking in. I'm going to begin to clear out your throats. And as we're walking into this beautiful circle, and I'm just watching Jesus on one side, Mary on the other, right here at the beginning where you're going to walk into the circle and kind of make your way around to sit. Each of them hug you lovingly with the most loving hugs you could ever imagine. As I look deeper into the hug, it's like the heart resonance for them hugging you is like awakening something inside of you. So just feel that graceful, beautiful, loving hug. And I'm just hearing just want to get your throats good and cleared. Any thyroid issues going on, let them be dissolved and released now. Wherever the root of that issue is, just release it. So just imagine yourself sitting down in this beautiful circle in the middle of a forest on a floor of rose petals. And it's almost there's just as many men as there are women. It's all of us, and we're all dressed in just this beautiful white linen. And it's almost like we have these gold sashes wrapped around our waists. I'm just going to head in there, so... And I'm just hearing Jesus say, yes, come in, come in. We're here, we're full of happiness, joy, peace, full of love and ready for you to receive. Come in and have a seat. Sit down, hold your brother and sister's hands. Release what does not serve. Allow the rose petals to begin to infuse you with their loving essence, their loving energy all throughout your body, starting from your root. As you're sitting down, it's going to begin to transmute and transform you from the root up. So allow the rose petals to begin to flow, their energy to begin to flow up through the root, the sacral, solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the pineal gland, and the crown. I'm just watching your beautiful energy centers light up with this loving, sacred energy. Kalai kiti isinime, polai kiti isini, ola hira kira kira hira kishinamoi, ola hira kada ade, kalai kiti isinime, kolai hira kada ade. Now I am just watching what looks to me as Mother Mary, Jesus, and Mary Magdalene are all walking around kissing each of you on the tops of your heads. Just blessing you, kissing you with their sacred energy, sacred love. I'm going to move down into your hearts now. Now as they're done kissing everybody, they come right around to the front, or I guess, yeah, to the front of the circle. Just envision that they're coming around to the front and just saying that they have big news. They have big news. They're very excited that you're all here. Kolai kati sinimoy kurai rakirai rakida day. Sinamay kriya kirai lokada day. Sinamay kalai lokada day. They're just saying, welcome, welcome. You've made it to the new world, to the new earth. You've made it, you've made it. Now it's time to begin to create. They feel very congratulatory, like very excited that your energies are all here and you've all made it and you're all ready to step in and step up and begin to create what you wanted to create on this earth, knowing that what has already been created is already done, and what you are creating in your mind today is what is being created tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So you have to remember, what you think about today is going to be in your awareness, and you're going to perceive what you're thinking about today tomorrow. So when you go to bed tonight or when you wake up, you have to begin to see and believe that the world is good, the world is happy, the world is healthy, the world is, a good place. You can build and create anything that you want. You have to begin to see and perceive the world as you want it to be and begin to create what you want to create, not what they've created for you, what you want to create. What do you want to create? Do you want to be a shoe designer? I don't know why that came up. Do you want to be a painter? Do you want to be a dancer? Do you want to be a singer? Do you want to be an accountant? Do you want to be now my sister told me what an accountant is on TikTok. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to be that kind of accountant, or you want to be an actual accountant, you want to be a therapist, you want to be whatever, just do whatever you want to do. See yourself being that and perceiving that and, be it. So, just begin to be your beautiful weird selves. Begin to just begin, just let your true self shine, let your authentic, let your curls down, let yourself be your true authentic self, be, this being that is not normal and in a box like everybody else. We get to just we get to let our hair down and we get to just really be what we want to be. Nobody's judging you. If you're judging me, that's okay, because I love me. It doesn't bother me what you say about me. It's okay. Your opinion of me is just that, your opinion. Not you, but people don't pay my bills. People don't sleep with me at night. People don't feed me, and so therefore their opinion and how they feel about me has nothing to do with me. Now, if they're paying me and they're, feeding me and they're sleeping with me in the bed at night, then, I do, it is more of a, I do kind of care how they feel about me, because, they're close to me, they're helping, we work closely together. But just some random person, who cares? It's time to really step up and step into who you are and who you came to be, and just be brave. Galai kiti is in the moi, Alahira kida ade, Siganoi, or Yera kida de, Singamoi, Huela kida ade, Galai kiti is in the Gualahira kida ade, Sinamoi, Galakira kida, Chitanamoi, or Lakila kida ade. You just want to remove and release all of that fear and worry out of your hearts, out of your minds, out of your bodies. I'm getting the thoughts of like people don't know really where to start, and I remember that feeling very well. I remember that feeling of like, where do I even start? Like, how do I even start? And it's like, you know, pull out a notebook and a piece of paper. That's where you start. And then with Google and everything else out there on the internet, like just research, just whatever it is you're thinking about doing. Some things you may not even be, like some things may not even have been created in the way that you're wanting to create it. And that's cool. Then you'll have, you know, something that's super unique. But even if it's not unique, it's still your own flavor of everything. Like I don't do things the way other people do it, and I will never do things the way other people, other healers, other boutique shop owners, like I'll never do things the way normal average people do it, because that's not who I am. That's not who I came to be. I don't think that there's a normal bone in my body. And bring in this living energy from Jesus. Kelai kiti isinime, kelai rakada ade, sinamai, kelai lakida ade, sinagalai kiti isinime, kelai ilahi rakada ade, sinamai, ilahi rakoda ade. And I'm just really watching him, like speaking truth to you, speaking truth at you, and not at you but to you, and just really speaking of things. And what I'm thinking is that, you know, we weren't given a manual on how to use our minds. We weren't given a manual on how to think, how to like really think and create. And so, you know, he's really trying to explain that like our thoughts are what are creating our reality. How we feel, how we think, you know, that is really what is creating the life that we live around us, you know. And so we have to really be careful what we're thinking, because things can manifest, you know, super fast, and then other things can take 10 years. It's all about when you're ready for it. So if you're, you know, already kind of attuned to negative shit happening every day, and you're like, oh, I wonder what shit's coming at me today, well, that's what's going to come at you. But if you start perceiving and seeing life in a little bit, you know, you got to start seeing things like, you know what, today's going to be a good day, and something good is going to happen today. Or, you know, start thinking of anything. Shit's not going to come at me today. Don't think that, because then you're still thinking about shit coming at you. But, you know, you just start thinking like, you know what, the universe has got me. Like, I'm taken care of. I'm working hard on changing my mind and changing my life. You know, I just repeated mantras and prayers until my mind shut it down. Like, I basically shut my mind down, and every time I started thinking negatively or thinking about things I didn't want to, then I would begin to say these prayers. I'd begin to say these mantras, and just like did this all day until my mind got on what I wanted it to be, not what society wants it to be, and not what people were talking about. So I had to be I guarded my mind like I would a child. And when my family or somebody would start thinking or talking out loud negatively in the very beginning, I was like, nope, I can't do this. I would literally tune them out. Like, I would just, in my mind, I would just go inside my mind. I'd be like, in my mind, I did not attach to the emotion of what they were portraying. And you have that same ability when somebody speaks something negative, and you have the ability to either give that emotion to them and begin to feel that emotion that they're emitting off, or you have the ability to be neutral and not give that away. Because if I see somebody, like my neighbor, or somebody like fighting or something like that, I can easily go into a place of like feeling, I don't want to say stress, but like an anxiety, because there's a kid over there, and that's what worries me the most. It's like, you know, I worry about the kid and the mental well-being of the child, so I can start going into that place of like, oh fuck. But some nights I just have to remember that's what they chose, that's what they are, that's what's happening, and I don't have any control over that. Now, that doesn't happen all the time. I think I've heard it once since I've lived here, but I'm just saying, for instance, you don't have to let people's energies interfere with you. And to be honest with all of you, it's important to guard your minds right now, as everybody is ascending and everybody is purging and the masses are really waking up. It's really even more important for you to realize and recognize that everybody has been dealing with a lot of shit in their life, and from childhood until now, and people have never gotten energy work done. They've never done, yoga, meditation. They aren't eating well. They're probably drinking, smoking, doing, whatever they can all this time to be able to just survive, really. So we have to be really gentle with those that are around us, and remember that if you see them and they're in their anger and they're in their pain and they're treating you like shit in any way, number one, I would just be as kind and walk away as quickly as you can, but don't allow yourself to get that stress, that anxiety that we tend to want to feel when somebody is dealing with their own shit. We still need to be coming at people with as much kindness as we can, and just remembering that you too have been through your own ascension. You're going through your own ascension. You're going through your own process, and it's important for us to just be patient, kind, compassionate. Don't let anybody run you over, though, because if somebody's still going through their stuff and they're treating you poorly, we still need to stand up for ourselves. We still need to speak with compassion and speak boldly and courageously when people are not treating us respectfully. There's no reason why somebody should be disrespecting you in any way unless you've put it out there. But if you haven't and somebody's disrespectful to you, you have every right to say, that's not good for me. You don't need to treat me that way, and or walk away and let the universe take care of them, in the most gentle way. Galai kote esanamoi, lakilai ulohirakamoi, ushinamoi, aliyakira ede, segalai kuda ede. Bulay ade esaname, kurai lakada ede. You might start feeling some heat going in your sacral right now. Galai kata esaname, kulai alakida ade, so the galai kote esaname, kurai alakida ade. Chidawala kiri aliyakada ede, segalai kuda ede. Budoi kiri esanami, kurai alakida ade, shikaloi kurai ede, sinamoi kurai ilakiro kada ade. Balai kiti esanamoi, kiri alakira kada ade, sikaloi kurai kada ade, sinamoi kurai ilakiro kada ade. Sidagalai kuti ade, sinamoi kurai ilakada ade, sinamoi kurai oyalakia loyalakada ade. Sidai kurai ilakada ade, sinami kurai ilakiro ade. Now, would I check into the ceremony and what we're doing there with Jesus and Mary and Mother Mary? I begin to see everybody kind of almost like standing up and jumping around, like very excited as to what is to come. I feel the joy in people's hearts, and I see everybody just really in a position of hugging each other and loving each other, and it's just very beautiful. Kalai kiti sindi mai kalai olay kudai sidikadai moi sagalai kuti etetitini kalai lagira kudai day. I just kind of feel them, Jesus and Mary on one side and Isis and Osiris on the other side of me right now, and they're kind of looking down at you right now through here very very strongly, and just trying to see what is trying to come through. And I'm just hearing that. Tell them that we love them and that we're watching over them, and that too, in a very short time, you will see a completely different world. The world will look very, very, very different. By the way, we congratulate each and every one of you for the work that you've put in, for the work that you've done. Your grandchildren, the children of the earth, everyone that's coming in behind you is so very thankful and grateful for each and every one of you for paving the way and doing the work. You will be blessed for the rest of your time on this earth. Perceive it, believe it, know it, and receive it. Like, we just have to receive it. You just have to receive it. You have to open up your hearts, you have to open up your minds, you have to open up your souls, and you have to just receive it and know that you're worthy of receiving this love from them, from the entire universe watching over us do this great work. It will be restored. Like, we don't come here to play. Each and every one of you did not come here to play in this bullshit game. That's why you're miserable at your job. That's why you're miserable doing the day-to-day humdrum bullshit, sitting in these boxes that they've put us in. Like, I'm thankful for the heat and for the air conditioner and all that stuff, but we are meant to live in a more free way of life. Instead of consuming everything, we get to more or less, experience things. We didn't necessarily come here to buy everything under the sun and then just sit on our phones in our living rooms, on the couches. We came to experience, have these different experiences and have these different connections with people and see the world and experience all of its beauty, everything that it has to offer to us, and learn and grow, and just really not what we have been doing. And so that's why you've been miserable here, and that's why you're making the changes to change your life, and that's why you're gonna be blessed beyond belief, because you've done the work, because you're doing the work, because you wake up every day wanting something different. You are the reason why this world is changing. And so congratulations, thank you so much. Without our misery and our wanting something different, we probably would not have been able to do this. No, they just said good job, and they all are kind of holding their hands up right now and just pouring energy into each and every one of you. So just receive their love and energy, balancing the divine masculine, the divine feminine in each of you, downloading codes that you may need, downloading energy that you may need, downloading ideas. Just receive it. I know so many of you are being able to have these connections with these guides and to receive and get the information and energy that you're needing for health and healing, and to really be able to go on and do what you came to do in this life. And so I'm so thankful for each of them doing this for you. Kelai kudu esenimoi, kirai ro kirai la kiramoi, kirai de sendigalai kudu esenimoi, kiroi la kirai kada de senime, kirai lo yela kida de sendigalai kudu ede. So they're just creating a very big, beautiful vortex going all the way inside of your bodies and on the outside of your bodies, cleansing your aura, cleansing each of your energy centers. It looks like a tornado inside of a tornado. If you can envision that you are in the middle of that as they're cleansing your aura, all of your energy bodies, your insides, your energy centers, your organs, every cell in your body is being rejuvenated. Just heal, feel it, believe it, receive it. You're worthy of receiving their love. You're worthy of receiving every ounce of it. You deserve it. Not one of you is a wasted person on this earth, ever. Ever, 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 ever. Not one of you was created by mistake. Not one of you, not even if your parents acted like they didn't love you or didn't give a shit about you. Trust me, you were created perfectly, and every one of you has a purpose. Kalai kita isinimo, kalai ro kedi edi, sending yala kida ade, sekada mira kedi esendi yala kida ade. Kalai kado ayo shinime, kalai yala kida ade. Sidakalai kudi isinimo, kalai yala ishegala kado ade. Some of you have skills that I only wish I had. Balai kiti isinimbi oyala kira ila kita ade sinimo ikuro ayala iro ila kondo ade sinimo ikuro ila kita ade sinimo ikira ila oya shinimo ikuro ade te sinimo ikuro ayala kondo ade. So many people are so good at doing this earth stuff, like doing all the things that need to be done on a daily basis, like on the earth, and like really being able to plant your feet here and like build stuff and build, whatever, and just do the daily like stuff that humans do. And for some of us it's a little bit harder. It's like, oh crap, I have to actually be here and like do things like grocery shop and just like the things that are so easy and simple. For some people it's easy. For me it's just a lot. It can be a lot sometimes. Like I just have a different life than most people, and it's a little bit different. And that's okay. But some of you have skills and things within you. You're making, way less than what you could be making. You're trading your time for, a small paycheck when you could be, charging and receiving much more than what you're receiving right now. And it's just the mindset that needs to change. It's the mindset that needs to change in order for you to know your worth and to begin to receive what is meant for you. What is meant for you is meant for you. And I guarantee you're not meant to struggle and worry about feeding your kids and worrying about bills and this and having a car that breaks down or a home that you can't fix or whatever it is. Like, you're not meant to live like that. You're meant to be abundantly blessed, and the system is not meant to make you rich. The system is meant for you to continue to work, and so that the ones up top can continue to be rich. And so you got to start studying the ones on top, or start figuring out like, okay, how did they do that? How start studying and reading and doing things that can really enhance and expand your mind if finances is an issue for you, and begin to study how are they like that and I'm not. It's all mindset, it's all thoughts, that is the reason why they are that, and habits, in the way that they live. And so we can just start adapting and start, adopting some of their habits and begin to, not exchange so much time for money, and being able to get what we deserve, for the work that we do, is important as well. So Kalai kete sinimai alai la kada ade segelai kuri ade sinimai kuri alai la kada ade. They're just showing me that somebody's got what looks to me like an arrow in the backs of your in your back, and it's kind of sticking through into your chest. So I'm literally just gonna take you right here. I'm just gonna fill that in. Kalai kiti isinimai, kalai la kuda ade sinimai, kalai uri hira kuda ade sinimai, hula hira kata ade. You may have felt that being pulled out of your back or not. Kalai kiti isinimai, olai ale kuda ade sinimai, kalai uri shirabai, la kuda ade. Sinimai, kalai la kuda ade, sini kalai la kuda ade, siniboy kalai uri hira la kuda ade. Alright, my beautiful friends, your energy centers and chakras and aura and all of the beautiful pieces and parts of you are completely cleansed, cleared. You look like a shiny, beautiful rainbow to me. And we just want to thank our beautiful guides, Isis and Osiris, Master Jesus, and Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary. I want to thank these beautiful energies from the sacred God for pouring this in on us, around us. so thankful for all of my sacred birds as they are here and have been supporting us throughout this session. So we want to thank all of our sacred birds. I just want to thank each and every one of you for showing up and doing your great work. And thank you so much. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. It really helps me. And if you like these types of videos, that means you're weird like me, and I love you so much. So hit the subscribe button and be a part of this crew. It's a bunch of beautiful, powerful healers, leaders, and we are here to support you in any way we can, and all of these energies are here to support you, to heal you, to help you. I do one-on-one sessions as well. I do teachings as well. I'm mentoring and healing and teaching right now. So if you're interested in any of those things, please email me, or you can go to ashleysteen.com now and check out the website. And check out the Perfect Spark Boutique as well. Get you an amber collar for your pups or your cats. Everything's coming Reiki infused, and our pets need that extra love as well. So I love you guys all so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.